Bokodier.
Yankupon Adaruma. You was swap in
your media family.
You share your chair.
You
won't find Chem. Oh, yeah, me who they were friend band, so you made dinner also.
Of course.
Into one find Chem. Good to be here.
But if you any fear so.
If you any fear, then I said there be few. It's in the me war program, be as a British Council actually. One of the former immediate past chief executive for Ghana Cyber Security Authority.
Okay.
Dr. Enchibu Esiaku or relaunch in the book be or British Council no invite him.
Okay.
The member come. Yeah, kasi afina Jumedino or Kike Druni Pempendo President Akufo-Addo, you know, a special guest of Anna Otegum, CC Wohonum, Ambassadors P from Italy, Turkey, who in our Honum, all the security chiefs.
Okay.
Albert Kandapa, Pingfuni in who in our to lend support to him in the way Obeji Jumedi and Akufo-Addo while rebuild national security na cyber security wa Ghana,
okay.
Ma in the whole West Africa and globally, actually Africa in Ipe, one of the best well-prepared, well-tooled cyber security country or Africa and Ghana.
And I'm paying another.
And of course, Akufo-Addo na bredo na ye build them. Ghana is now a role model. Paying contemporaries are Singapore, na UK, na US, na ye no the same level when it comes to cyber security detection, the infrastructure build up. And yebobo na about it. Them Jumedi na se na mede kwa nefi ono ma.
Ghana that's MPP for so that's ye baby na wakoto so if your constituency is say yo
o Nyankopon na daroma Mosa de bia ye no dika no minchi a etefu nyina edwuma pa won so wo ye menda won as minchi a won minchi a Effia constituency so won daroma na ye wo parliament a ye edwuma Effia boko Mosa ebise no nyame na adom almost every week or two moko constituency kohwe. One of the biggest program say last week capacity building program be the youth of Effia.
Okay.
Wako bande Effia say abane adwuma ya yetu ni ahwe mfimumba. Enti no ye nkada ye twen ma abana be ma ni adwuma ansan ya pe adwuma ye we Effia. I try to do capacity building program in the area of forklift training. For the past 1 month, you train over 100 youth in forklift training or Effia constituency, fully sponsored by myself. You train one in both the forklift training, yama one training in health and safety, yama one training in firefighting. Na mana o feel wom o ye do wom ne de mimbe buning na de anya hwehwem de ye ya ma MPP for another ye ma omani nyina into the every
one year selective
selective cry into ye boy mu ma mebuning nyina wo Effia into every corner every locality biano ye nya a very good representation of emebuna ye ma won training no ye ma won ne akade won safety GS, whether it's a helmet, reflectors, we give them free transportation from practical a classroom work we and work practicals. We transport them, we give them one good meal a day. If you had Yamina Daroma, when you Ajipawo, Jumida Yedi, Eban infrastructure, and so boreholes, you could do yeah. On Cherry, the 3 days ago or so, and major assembly, in cutting the sword for some developmental projects under the district assembly, common fund now. One thing I walk over and from parliamentary point of view, you know, Jumanda there's a common fund and richer if you yen sabeka yen chefa. Now if you say yenya over almost 20 million into the common fund kitty into AstroTurf for term school, see 6 unit classroom blocks, toka kakrobe in enforcement of bylaws or community into a whole lot of things now Orokodo, and I'm very happy there in Zamaroko.
Right, if you're forced to say orphan MP na still no who take his initiative no enye easy say obey orphan MP na betimi aye sade no obi o a eno ana o ka constituency was me dey unim say your opposition o ana 4 years here to no but anamo to no yeso yesere nyame ahoden say koso ana quickly ma yenin komomfa Kpandai ho Tamale High Court no order say yenkwa rerun ewo ho abato a ekoso general election December 7 2024 no yenkwa rerun ewo ho we yemranim ni and menim say wadi akire so kakra then it is a rerun ya ba na decision a High Court na take no at saying
Bonohene or very disappointing menyo bia normally say court ubua asema mepe ne ho commentaries but all ya ke de 2025 NDC for baba nimu no judgment at times ufi court ne ba no waka pi first nka meka de waka kakra ba say sem de waka pi ebe hwa on cherry pi na abronye onya issue a won ne call circuit court na we apply for bail na judge odi dem asem no ninjina do a odi detain abronye wenjina emra biado wanfa nkana asem wanfa constitution anye dwuma wanfa laws aya pass wanfa yen criminal one site even precedent be anan de oboni sremana o se de no onfa nenko na dem judge no wiase nyina Ghana ha nyina obia kaseti a judge no Musa Effia obuai one chair president Mahama Obon Krofo na about no wa for dem judge no asani promoting ordinary High Court. In fact, say nka oye other jurisdictions and the way a public no sorry tia the judgment na evaluating on judicial reasoning na on trust na consider okuna okufum what the ko training craft for judicial training institute na them nipa no rather no will promote na not sure that there is some disconnect to be in the judiciary. Kpandai asema yeke oyaba asema ya to abewi MPP win by over 3,700 votes. Obi se ontene ho ase constitutionally all right there obe file case or court or challenge or petition case no. Ne government of ne matter or the court or se de bibia wokoye collation no one friend ma wan ko honumbi. However, no
a police station main
collation center. So what police station, assembly is police station, walk through be a sense in pink sheet. We walk collation center. O Sunday, them time now we who the NDC for will win elections nintino. What the patapana and tokwasem na yenti and was yen penima won ye collation no. And a we what they call regional capital, which was Tamale. Also there went to one friend Mawamba Hubi and I would declare elections in one bungu. Now, infractions are Nankasa or Site in about 41 polling stations now. Academy infractions the Bumukra undrew 500 according to Ian information. I the court during the trial. Now judge and share the totality of the issues, you know. The fact that there was the one frat Nipan Wamba honum wambambe shokulation na se de yensa inichi na yenkwa rerun medwe ho amenta asimi nim I'm waiting for the full judgment me no ka say still no you apply for the full judgment but me nya copy of the judgment. I just want to read and understand at times no mana okodo or yen judges no woni trima wotu modibua ensam musa wodibua ne nanse no. For sure, no, I think that the judgment is right. Or the Effia even Supreme Court President Akufo-Addo versus John Dramani Mahama 2013.
Yeah.
Judgment to Gubanum what the na what's there? Yes, on the face of the pink sheet, we who errors na miscalculations and okay, but what can you now buma? Wondering them infractions no butumu assessor the numbers na all elections name Now, even classic cases like that in Impuno court also offer the totality on who the reason why I said they overturn. Now it's a Tamale High Court. Now what did MKC what I bro? Now extra 500 against 3,700. That a pedestrian there Kpandai for once I won't go so QB. One go to about what to area but we decide who should be their member of parliament. So I think the right thing is what we have done. The state of execution. Da quite to judgment
okay.
Because also then can easy one rerun in 30 days into the state of execution out to the Yama notice of appeal.
Okay.
And so that to one. We are sure that in a matter of days the full documents on the appeal will go. 2 grounds are here appeal here because during the judgment lacked the evidence now the better judge now in fact evidence now during the even in point of law the judge had erred in all of those things. Since he filed appeal process, me assure the all three wise men court of appeal na Matthew Nyindam
right. Matthew and a woman my subject. And this is for you to test majority no nti obi say na den no mo pebie.
In fact, on anka sample no one kasa wo machine beguma won tema no konase because one nipa na yegu parliament no ehn say woja ye 50 kra wo tu body ye wo tu ye be handle on parliament on. You see, but it is wrong there in Crawford to aba what ama obi to them Matthew Nyindam. That's a fantastic legislator. Wow, parliament da na olusi seat no. Na wasa na abibium. In fact, about parliament watch a chair in one mentoring. Yeah, I remember Matthew Nyindam Nase as one of the persons who said Matthew Nyindam on parliamentary process because he's been a former leadership of parliament. It's over extensive knowledge and understanding in parliament. Now, submissions about parliament are one of the best people are on the minority side. Every now and then, or casa, or contribute, or boa in the debates of the House. It is him. It's me who man nipa no the case in amna NDC for Washusha them city. Kakeman over 189. Or from another parliament square over one number. So we will leave that. I think that the major important thing is the Abaniye Niwini. And this one, I'm never too certain there.
Right. Quickly, you have a petition to remove Yisi first. Now, Yemra OSP. What you want?
Oh, now, sir, I'll grow the washes out. You can from the one day, John Mahama na ban, Ansan Wobeba 2025, year quarter about. One can say in our chair, there will be Chief Justice if you will be Electoral Commission and the deputies. In fact, honor the work can severally on different platforms by top NDC leadership, including General Sedun Ketianumina, there will be Jean Mensa if you. The question was one hand will be in the first. Now either there will be Jean Mensa first and son or there will be Getrutukun. But me assure that 1 year calculation when him there say a pede EC boss article 146 and petition neba or said the president order the chief justice.
Okay.
It say petition about my chief justice. Now chief justice will determine whether there's a prima facie case. And sana so better so kakra wo mobutu wa hwehwema. And sana chief justice no wa appoint a committee to investigate what tenado. It say ehwe game na wo bona say what shall see fi easier once I get to talk on the chief justice now one jinindi they will go to money na ye dwuma no what the petition if you want man share ya get to talk on its strategy was that yenko attack get to talk on first ni yin na yenfa nipa ebo to me na ye dwuma fancy o it's why them ni we are not chere bibi obefi ubia no ha bibia the come chief justice but not chere e kwandem na oko. It's very disappointing there aban obehwem na we bu o man na wa ma impunto abano mana wo hwehwe ne wo pede wo sisa nkrofo wo deda no and this for me is one of the orchestrations clearly or ye buapayo there wo pede wo yi electoral commissioner na chidifo, and they have said it time and again, and they are just writing the script.
Then they can actually be the insan bi eto ho manchiri mana.
Oh, they are weakening the institutions of governance. Woma amembuno wa yebibi oho, because you see, mana ye biano ye di twasada ato ho. Yen constitution some of the most important bodies our constitution ne pede o protect one. Constitution ne call of one independent constitutional bodies. Ebine Electoral Commission. Ebine National Commission for Civic Education. Ebine Controller and Accountant General. These are all serious institutions as a epede shraj. Epede Emma wo kebima minkebi ojina na wo democracy in ojina. The main no said there aban obo ho ban.
Article 71 office holders no.
Onye ho nyina but ye wo specific ones are constitution or define one as independent bodies, constitutional bodies.
Okay.
Meaning there won't be a wo baby no say dey ye ja won ma won anse wo de won adwen wo de ye. Enti no over time no ebohu de me nkrofo no yen hyeda mfa amanyosem yen fa nko wo ho. Enti enko hwe me short no one time was raj na bibi kakre bi na eduonu akodo even when mahama no mo ho atamils mo wo de won nkrofo be hihiem waitel no na de wo shraj obia once a wo di nipa ne ba, you don't want to even go there and politicize the thing. But or come out there, say no President Mahama and NDC Abano, wopede will politicize all the institutions of Ghana just because they won an election with a majority either in parliament. Another say over 1.6 million votes now when you and who be that we are seeing it was during the Ghana United one year. Because the elections that we went, over 7 million or 6 million people voted for His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. About 41% of Ghanaians are what Tuaba will support NPP.
Yeah.
And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia then time now or contest for election. In fact, majority of those who didn't even vote what MPP na yenechi. And you know the NDC shouldn't have this mentality there because one hour what Tuaba do na what they can take Ghana as a one party state. It's, you know, they are weakening the institutions of state. We reach a sabi that one mother Chibiano or Beban Wababe Hunt Winina. And what Jenna wants, man open once a becan. They can go ahead and do it.
But critics be because MPP pen so Charlotte say a pamono.
Of course, yes. Charlotte say on America no so what the petition what the quay. But Charlotte say any petition, nipa na the petition when afena wobe bubu muna yehu exactly the issues are or the way. It's constitution na ho kwande fa bibi dem but under Charlotte say any time no MPP amfa nye amanyo sem de say ye ba chinchina achi be Charlotte say. Okay. Or ye MPP be na chi no na obi ode dem ensem no ode ba kodane. But in the case of the NDC, no, wabo pane that to what did I do? Now say I share that sorry, interview be our granting or meaning baby and then or a case or say there on example no a petition. Now no confirm you say there petitioner on ankasa or you know say my client. So you realize that it is something that the party itself and calculating what that one, and that is the same thing. So they are using those guys as just a shadows, another been what they tell nature and for me it is a big disgrace to us as a country. The yen constitutional bodies also the way independent judiciary. Look at the way why destroy the image of the judiciary by removing the Chief Justice on those flimsy excuses. And you know, it's unfortunate, but we wait for the president. I will go speed the president or be Juma. So all do them you wanted no. Otum Nesaka petition 12 hours now was signed a warrant and all the court. I'm sure they so or the same speed. Or the Bekona or the shadow Butumu.
Right, remember Chofino Beke, Honorable Isaac Boamah-Nyarko, Esquire, Why Mrasubi Janima this year Effia constituency, member of the MPP Presidential Election Committee, one in Penya and in Din Komo. You heard the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Oyemre Nimni. One says still, oh my Ghana, you hear the Office of the Special Prosecutor. A bit more petitions say ye special prosecutor no free ho. And the big question is ye know I know the best is a BB. And I ye say ye scrappy the Office of the Special Prosecutor in free ho.
Bonohene, Adrena Otechima ye de establish the Office of the Special Prosecutor no was a fantastic idea. You see, Ghana FIN justice delivery system na yen constitution need the two or the attorney general and minister for justice. They prosecute all matters on behalf of the state. It's in the attorney general, whether they are criminal matter, whether they are corruption related matter, BBA will be prosecuted. It comes under the office of the attorney general. Over time, Ghana will be who there because attorney general no are politically appointed. Na cases be on my offer nankasa ne nkrofo won no ya wonya kukuduru de wobotu wa prosecute, particularly when it comes to issues of corruption and corruption related matters. It other jurisdictions you try to separate the functions of prosecuting maybe a criminal corruption related matters from the attorney general's office. It's them state in a MPP creation
Office of the Special Prosecutor.
It is for good reason and an Office of the Special Prosecutor bay. However, yade them office in the bay no ye name Krofu a being and a walk could them position. Yes, I see a Martin Amidu.
Yeah.
Martin Amidu, Yanene Babe, Special Prosecutor, and it is for another good reason because now our experience in prosecution and anti-corruption matters. But also under Nankasa, so now our issues about temperament na ebia ni ebino when to one focus on building the office of the special prosecutor and the way na you done. Eno kodru maybe no head or the nedwuma or the better one. Ena nyame na do mobile boto Kiseja Ben Nando. Kiseja Ben I was expecting as a new, young, fresh, energetic lawyer, one more them opportunity there about to enable. Now I build both the institution now, friend office of the special prosecutor. Now our son will build the cases or corruption related matters, irrespective of whether they or abanbi away trim nensem another abana or honum nensem. But surprisingly, meaning for personal reasons for vendetta purposes say obi no shechi na opede ordini yedwumu wa shift focus ne kra na baby a on said ordinarily kra no special prosecutor no ordinary akodidi echi na endo na mhade wada no octopus man on fa ne ho no ordinary sa akosom na eti over 5 years as we speak the office of the special prosecutor that Kiseja be no ontum onye bibi significant obe convince Ghana for the office of the special prosecutor no irrelevant. Ono na wa man crofo asase wo bisa question there. Eti office na ye de bay e kawa ye bo office ne ho no. Because believe you me, every year be a budget I had my special prosecutor no. Said ye the miscanid big ye the support legal aid and I had the Boa police unit and I had the Boa attorney general's office on funny pack a crampono for yejuma. They would have done way above what's there. Extra officer special prosecutor high new salary grade or dabe IGP status, net directors, the commissioners of police, for one cars now one office. Why you be said away what the man? Yet over 5 years, it be so on the aban fason wa banwa omba.
Yesika ben motimaji mayemba.
Ame man me pede make a fahone the office of the special prosecutor is good. But the persons na ye the one na occupy no and away bad. It's in a you throw the baby away with the water with the baby. It's we need to reflect again as a people. Say special prosecutor and Nejuman Suenia. The president, the attorney general should be bold and confront and say the master yemu ejuma. ejuma ne or terms and conditions. Say yes ejuma ne mana na onsuenia eti ye pocho for we ejuma fatoɔ na ye mpo before from a ombra me ejuma no na yen hwede ebotum ya is it but say yanya ne dem na say ye pede ye scrap the office of the special prosecutor there. Then we are just going back to the same place whereby them functions now or attorney general no ye de beko akoma attorney general now you are strengthening attorney general's office the onye the major. But I think there is still going to be a challenge with the attorney general's office being solely responsible for nebina attorney general be ya nole prosecute exactly. The main zamane nanka office of the special prosecutor nanka odi wujuma inka stronger inka attorney general onye them. It the nation will suffer, but the current special prosecutor has been, in simple terms, bad in that office in terms of ejuma oye. Right,
two national issues na fe any party nkomo kakra bi uka election committee no na fe nya na kotwa ujuma die so extension of IGP tenure of office the 2 years aka IGP home and let it be me chance on dated 2nd April 2025 na ye krata mampanyinima directive say will be called retirement any kwan say ye extension bi amanipa no ne mra so ye manipa no enko public service workers won wan say mampanyini no this directives in beba no be ka so ye extension dia ma IGP then the be interest
na abedwuma na IGP no be why into a woman extension no we go police nimpo literally
you know go police service no
na me who police we do papa bi awon under the current IGP so me who enhancer na president Becca Dorman extension or said that on my end a basis for the extension the person should have been transformational or said that nipa oye bibi sronko na even man ofidu kwe dampare
yeah
at least you can see that he was out there, he was confronting crime. Crime had reduced significantly. Police visibility was strong. Even Manadam Paria Yama police Ojina Nena Adokrano. Yohuno Sawana or Yohun friend. Yohuno Sawana obey. Yehu any significant changes are ordered by police service. So I don't know if the president is rewarding him for a jumebi onunkuti no ni mana on a nation on your man. Why? Police or commissioners of police there. Fantastic people will be in service. It been made the 58, it be the 59. Why there more opportunity for those there to also have the benefit
to come and serve
of serving this country till retirement? It is a say oil demand and on yet. We've seen that happen in even MPP time, Accra, where Ubiko retirement was 1 year extension, 1 2 years. Why are we doing this? If people are due for retirement, let them go. You know the Nipane are appointed and Oboko retirement in the next 1 year, another in the next 10 months. It is before we are appointed in Punade, Obi Obeba be denied. No, I shall say, Nipa bien the Basa, you are measuring them, you are giving them responsibility, he's mentoring them. It's by the time I need Obe Dini 60 years and I don't know. Not for them, Babe take over. Now you are able to the disaffection, disloyalty, because the Monkofuna say, IGP 2 years in now.
Ebe to na bi omo for retirement.
No so oboko retirement obi ampedo be adwumani obi amemenefe oba be hye wono ko homa ne so or the problem na confusion about police service. I think the president is wrong on this matter. The president should immediately withdraw that extension and give it to a new person or a serving police officer in the time in for retirement. In fact, we are sending bad signal to the working population of this country. So Yohuno ankwa obeside no obi so aba be feel obi the position obi so aba feel the position. So it means that the progression na ye hwehwe that Ghana had the adwumedru baby a or said that you reward with your good service and everything. We are destroying all of that because of this extension. Our president now so na dey krataba dey so obi ko retirement onko na obi foforo mission. It's them na yekano. The NDC government, they are consistently inconsistent in the things that they do. And we are sure that with time, they won't know who better or did away.
Honorable, say quickly, appointment of substantive defense minister. Mampaini, I'm making it clear. Say somewhere next year, and obey me, I'm my defense minister. How important is the defense ministry?
Honorable, I mean, the president can put their own appointed defense minister.
Oh, person Mampaini can say a whole defense minister.
Their own. But if you have a defense minister and you have an environment, science, and technology minister who were serving ministers, now at one wave for almost 1 month, 2 months plus, you don't see the need. The defense minister, the Aquama finance minister, Obesidana wakwe recruitment sebe one kwa and the trukama in Crofo, one fa one nekra, one lose one lives. And you didn't see that as a major lapse in terms of policy direction, in terms of leadership in the Ghana Armed Forces and the Defense Ministry. It can immediately no said they appoint defense minister. It is a SED to my trend till next year. Then it means you don't need them. So please tell Ghanaians, I don't need defense minister, I don't need environment science and technology minister. It's most of message and numbers na panocha no asimisi me da account de na fa yejuma. But if you
but there were implications so.
But the implication is that the president doesn't see any implication. I can't even imagine how a president Bekade, as we speak now, he would not appoint a defense minister. So the entire November and December, Ghana's defense will be under the auspices of finance. Oh please. No. So the president is completely wrong. Why? Only nipa another one. What? Osro obi oba appointed defense minister another. Oshima. Da yetiti dini bibia.
What the
Tetteh mic? Tetteh mic 1, 2, 3. What those Ghana?
Defense, no the interior, but
so the president should be decisive. The president should take that bold decision because defense is key. And look at the terrorism that is ordered. Terrorists are just next around us. And then you don't see the need to have a substantive defense minister. Look at the environmental issue. Galamsey no kama lands or Kodra lands minister. Namkution to solve it. He needs the support of a substantive minister for environment science. Now, ono Galamsey man anksampunu unhune jumado the lands the environment science and technology edakano.
Galamsey man be.
Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. I'm a Kufibua. Galamsey fight in Agasapuno. It's on Osha Galamsey. On Osha Galamsey, on 2 points solve the Galamsey problems. And the environment can Boemuna, Obisu Babina, on Fana Junukodi, in sooner or saying as I said, a Sanabeman heart attack, but we could do general. I don't think the president is being fair.
Right, but I say, medical indicate here, say, we're a member of the MPP Presidential Election Committee. Now, Yemra Fini in Komo Kakre be build up to January 3-1, 2026 presidential primaries, MPP. So far, committee no. And no matter what saying campaign, of course, on language, I would amount for use in the comments, amount for a personal. Mohuni say a yeah.
Oh, so far as a committee, the Mercade Yamina Daroma, led by Jose Usu, former Deputy Speaker of Parliament and Member of Parliament for Bekwai, we lead committee very, very well. He's been very transparent. Mm-hmm. He's been very open. We'll try there or be engage every stakeholder be out within the election process. Committee now so yetanechi. Almost every week or two be a meetings ye determine the way forward. In Zama ye de guapun Boamah elections in our kunini yene police afraid about security for these elections. Yene Electoral Commission on how to conduct the election, including I publish all the voting centers I able to abano and I the guidelines and so yet be juma yedaba. And I think that the committee has been very, very, very strong in the 9 day manner. Nancy now what Chiban Crawford can want some here whether denying people to vote by proxy,
proxy
was a right decision by the committee. the committee still stands by the position now. The mabatu aye kwakoti enka ubia butuma ombra number 2 na ba na yenyi them occasion na eyi sorrow say one voting a proxy na okita 10 proxies abra said the group and said or 2 mentime wa say or try to destabilize the credibility of the elections. But the committee has already taken that decision and all the aspirants and then so Asia actually to assume it doesn't mean the future elections in a to me and your proxy. I'm of the view that you read them about you back as a political party. The answer Kwana yepede ye manage elections through proxy. Yen no krata ni emfanto. Into nyeda afia ye boto abawaka 1 month 2 months no. E hona obi ba be prede me pende anade mpende. Obi ehu da say ye to aba this is how we are going to run our proxy. It's committee ne beba mpo da obeye adwuma no na the modalities to vote by proxy had already been accepted by the party itself, and then we move it on from there.
Guidelines are modified by Kwa and Rania Ura Yamwa, Secretary to the Election Committee. I don't know 18 come, but not being yet clear, Accra. Minim further explanation of it media. Say, will be a delegate or voting right. Say, or Tuabanibia on the 31st. Want to mean your agent and for my aspirant to be and a candidate to be.
Oh, Abadintia. So be a delegate or to my agent. I don't see.
But no right, William Yamwa say Nipanin to mean your agent.
Only and guidelines in them.
Wow.
Only and guidelines. I have not seen that in the guidelines I've read. And why would that be a difficulty? The most important thing there for agents need at the Babami who the your agent. And then when the person votes, the most important thing again, the Nipano ni vote is secret. The fact that me agent monche them out to Abamo. Right.
The explanation of the man is if my memory will serve me right. Say Nipani agent na obi nim say okay. As soon as you jina homa Honorable Isaac Boamah-Nyarko Effia constituency MP. Na was sorry say wo kwa akoto na ba wasan ye delegate no obi adwene ben say na agent na wo kɔ akɔgyina hɔ akoto aba no ohwie gumu a ana yama ne bibia hye ne ho a ye bɛɛ ne dan nti no ɔmo so mo mpe kitikiti bia nti a obi ntimi ye delegate nye agent no.
I will find out from William after this program and tomorrow.
Okay.
And maybe obeye nankasa na adwenche. And because at the committee level, we have not taken any such decision. I stand to be corrected. Maybe so. Sorry, could but I know it will be far-fetched because importantly, the about to know public. Anybody at all, everybody is there. You don't need to be an agent now. Obiabe suspect able to be who so obi pedo oriem another or say elections or agent obey. The key thing there, we need the names of the agents. We have asked all of them to submit 2 agents. Say agents you 2. Awo na ebe kwa akotoa. Be gina ho. Na awo akwa akotoa ba. Ewie later na obeba abe swapper na swap. Eto ankoba nimpo de agent na efi agent de mokoto na asana aba. It is a awo bokwa akotoa. A different agent would have been there for you, and then because agent in Ejuma, then he's just an observer.
Yeah.
To protect the interest of Nipano, and then you can't stop Ubi there on my Nagana Bana Yetu. Say na Yetu Abasu agent. So it really doesn't. So I'll find out from my colleague William.
Menimsa committee ni Beye Juma Sono Beye Juma Esefata. Modern Jebia to say after elections, you know, me tambia me post elections. Aftermath of the elections, to the BNA time and the BSC, NPP Mupen, obi to kasi we are me and yet transparent into me jai me kwatimi party fufro na dikiti cracks ba party num she sheben ma yama aspirants na candidates ni say ya 2 wi a ya 2 wi ulusu wi a walusu kan anu tum wan kan anu antum a party ni decision e beteki e ABCD.
You see, the committee mandate, only limited to the conduct of the elections. However, they are interested in managing the process such that by the time I be win, Ubia better say the day na about to know okay. And that is why every step on the way from voter album na to all the guidelines are developing, we directly involve the aspirants themselves. The answer they be a one kasa fa ye kasa ye ko outer kwana ye be fada ye nendi ye na ye kasa obe ye search that ye nko say ye hu pardon na ye wi aya kada ye nsa ye mebu na ye nye. I think the National Council, so in a Council of Elders, was set up different bodies that will monitor the airwaves and then the conduct of aspirants and their people, so that the Bibi Tochima will bring your feedback and then temna so attention. All I will plead with the young presidential aspirants and our supporters are Yidichi. Ye in a party, but I'm here more one put a year for 2 persons them and the war. This is no war. I'm meeting with Motuaba. Some academy, Dr. Baumi, or academy, Kennedy Japono. That doesn't change the fact that Damoko Quatuaban. I mean, could say a minimum quadamede. Overfast. You so baby, I don't know what they want to drink. And when I hear no say ye ditch. Yeah. It's what you are doing now, you are only campaigning. And when you are campaigning, campaign on issues. What message are epidemic the transform party in a national no in a air catching. Onye na eyi ti amade na eyi kwa nti at times the monitor waves na kasa ni bi ahomti nti mese ye ne aspirants na de chitafu na the woman ye very careful because of a parliament and mana all kodo no senka ye na hode no soro kakra bi na ye nya even 100 or a little over 100 or parliament. I mean sure then come na all kodo or parliament say 86 87 impo ye rebre. But we are trying and holding government responsible and accountable. It's here to me and son say party not done what we are seeing. It's Ame as a member of parliament, Moko Western region, here only 2 MPs. Na Oseded when you are question Kusimintim, Oseded when you are Shискado, Oseded Bibinya. Why would the Nimpa or Okita or Nimpu? You are even stretched. It's one man drink party no. Now you will see Kebin Sha, Yan Famboa party no. Na yema party nya akono because at the end of the day the Ghanaian people are watching us and they know the MPP in the Eshman all kodo parliament budget debate here expose one a pad in the pad what on 15 cedis here calculation pad number 45 cedis and NDC for one abanma the Minister of Education obano ababe church pad him says he had done pad expert and a pad no analysis or parliament ni na che the ejuma sem Ghana force will pay ejuma entume ma won ejuma so the Ghanaian population when would the NDC for and dada na what the be but even with time they will be more exposed eti iya no said the yen as a credible alternative na ye Ghana fund ya ready there 2029 ibotumi ababejitum and that would depend on the way aye nzama during this primaries and beyond.
Right, men are saying, Honorable Isaac Boamah-Nyarko, I am Rasu Janima this year, Omo Effia constituency, on at say, AD and Como.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.